So you want to start a YouTube channel up, but you're feeling kind of lost and not exactly where to begin and how to start out. I've decided to put a small tutorial video up, and I'm going to go through some of the stuff I've learned over the years to help you get started. Now, I'm not going to be talking about anything high-end at all. This is all going to be low-end equipment and low-end software. So for you viewers out there that are actually kind of seasoned in this, it'd be appreciated if you'd actually, leave your comments down at the bottom to help people out. If you have a video, feel free to post it on this page. I'm going to break this down into several different sections. First, we're going to talk about actually setting your channel up and how easy it is. The second one will be camera gear, camera accessories, and care and maintenance of your camera. The third one's going to be more just some shooting tips and something that'll help you out enhance your videos a little bit better. The fourth one is going to be actually importing the files into your system, file conversion, and different editing software you can get free off the internet. Where was I? The fifth, I think we're on the fifth right now, is going to be uploading your video, some of the settings on the page, and go over some of the editing software YouTube actually has. Then we're going to go up to the sixth section, is going to be my final thoughts and summary of what we just talked about. In the seventh, I'm going to do my closing credits. I got some people I want to recognize. Now, before we get started, I'm actually going to show you one of my tricks. I'm going to start my second camera. Okay, now all this footage is going to be in a RAW, so you're going to see exactly what I'm doing with each one of the camera to help you line your shots up too and give you an idea what to do. Now I'm going to put a click track in because I'm going to do picture-in-picture. What that is going to be a reference point so I can line them both up without guessing and have both cameras actually synchronized, because in this section over here that you see is where I'm going to slide that picture-in-picture in. So, let's talk about setting up your channel. Basically very easy, like Facebook. Not that big a deal at all. Just go in, sign in, put your information, get up and running. Don't be like me and start poking around and trying to figure out the settings. If you're curious about something, ask another viewer, or the help files are actually your friends. Believe it or not, there's a lot of good information on there, and they actually put tutorial videos with each one of them that help out quite a bit. So with that covered, very simple, easy. We don't have to spend much time on that. Now, on your camera gear is a whole nother story. I wouldn't rush out and buy a bunch of high-end equipment. I wouldn't spend more than $200–300 on my gear. But the fact is, you're just starting out. You don't know what you need. So I would start out something a little bit entry level. That way, later down the road, you're not going to be stuck with $2,000 worth of gear. And if, what are you going to do with it? It's resale on a camera equipment. It's not that good at all. So what I would do personally was start out with a point-and-shoot camera. Something that actually is video capability, which they all do these days. And now most of them still film in a 720, which actually is considered high def. So, and wide angle, which will fit on the YouTube playback with no problems whatsoever. My first camera, it was a Canon, and it only films at 480, and it works great. In fact, we're using it right now today, and I still carry it as a backup. But before you buy one, do your research, set up a budget. You see a camera you like, go on the web, see what the rating is on it, customer reviews, and then go ahead on the tube, do a search on it, because I guarantee somebody put up a video about it. It's just how it works. They do a review on everything, and it's just awesome. It helps you with the information. Now, you can get a camcorder if you want, but for entry level, I probably wouldn't do it. Just start out with the basic camera. Let's talk about camera accessories, tripods especially. Don't buy a high-end tripod right off the bat because you don't know the environment you're going to be using. And for instance, let me show you right here the one I'm using. I'm just using a basic tripod. There's nothing really much to this. This one is really cheap. And I use this for all my steady shots or in the shop shots and stuff like that. Now you're going to be seeing a lot of my office in this video, so excuse the mess. This is the one I actually take out in the field. It's only probably maybe $10, and to be honest with you, I have now officially broke 4 of these suckers. Believe it or not. I'm going to give you another real quick tip. If you do get a camera and it really helps to line your shots up. Get one that has a fold out screen on it, such as this one right here. That way it's easier to see. Now a couple other accessories I kind of add on myself. Let's put this guy back where he belongs. Get him back set up. And there we go. As you get a good view of my belly. I think that's where I had it. Let's check my monitor. Alright, it's off just by a little bit, but I'm going to grab the camera here again in a minute and move it anyway. Accessories. You're going to want to pick up extra batteries, extra SD cards. I recommend charging using rechargeable batteries because they do go through a lot of batteries, and some SD cards really help out quite a bit. I keep a lot of them in a little case. I've got an extra backup battery for my Canon that I carry with me. That way, instead of getting 2 to 3 hours, I actually get 6, maybe 9 hours out of a day shoot, and a couple extra SD cards. Other accessories, and I'm going to have to go grab the little camera again because I didn't show it to you, is I like to hook up just a basic little monitor right here. We're going to be looking at that. This is what the camera you're seeing right now is viewing. And if you notice the little black tape there, I'm giving away another little secret of mine. I'm going to be doing picture-in-picture, and that way I can put the picture right there and you can actually still see me. There we go. And I won't be covered up. Now that's just an extra accessory. This is just basically, I bought it at a drugstore, and it's got a battery in it. It lasts quite a while. It's got the VGA inputs and all that, or line inputs on the side of it. And of course, most of your cameras, if you look at this right here, have the same inputs on them, and you can source out to a different type of monitor. So we talk about cameras, camera accessories. And let's get you lined back up where I thought you were. Right there. Switch that out. And you need to be there. Let's make sure, and we're going downhill. Hang on one second. Let's line this up a bit. I think my floor is crooked or something. There. Remember, I'm filming in the RAW, so I'm not going to do a bunch of editing. I'm keeping everything in so you can kind of see what I'm doing. Okay. I'm lined up with the black mark. And it's lined up there. Now, another thing is cleaning and maintenance of your camera. It's going to get dirty. There's no way around it. I had a question on how to clean the lens on my camcorder. I've never cleaned it before, and I asked one of my subscribers, Wooden Arrows, how to do that, and he gave me some tips, and I kind of built along after that. So I now keep a little a lens cleaning kit with me, and I really don't take this out in the field. I kind of clean it when I come back in, only if it gets dirty, because you got to be real careful and not scratch the lens. So basic cameraing, I would start out with the point and shoot, like I said. A lot of them already have the oh, I just got lost for a minute. Can you believe that? Nah. the video recording built into them. Good places to buy a camera and look for one. One's going to be Wally World. The other one's going to be Amazon's good. Places to steer clear of, I personally still steer clear of, is going to be eBay and Craigslist. Now another good option, and you're going to want to bring batteries and an SD card with you, will be pawn shops, garage sales, and flea markets. But remember, test the camera before you leave, because you never know if it's going to work or not. Now we covered that. Let's kind of move into just a couple little editing tips, actual filming tips. First of all, look in your area. Look exactly where you're going to film, because if there's something there you don't want the world to see, move it. Because I guarantee you right now, and I'm going to kind of prove my point, as you've been watching my video, you've been kind of scanning around the room and seeing exactly what is laying around to see what type of person I am. And if that's the case, not a big deal. Let's talk about lighting, filming inside and filming outside. Now outside, I'm actually going to have to draw you a little picture here, so it's a lot easier to see how to actually set your camera up outside. So what we have here is now you notice the little pause I just put there. The reason it is I'm going to do a close-up of what I'm drawing. Now, a lot of professionals do not use the zoom on their camera to get a close-up look. They actually move the camera. So let's move the camera in here. I'm going to set the shot up real quick and try to stay, there we go, in focus. There we go. Okay. Another key is trying to remember the placement of your hands. I'm really bad about it sometimes. Some days I'm right on. Some days I couldn't hit the spot if I really needed to. So we're going to go with the placement of our hands right here. And I need to reset the camera because it has a, what do they call that, a battery life feature or something like that. It shuts off after 7 seconds. So we'll just restart the camera. So we got the placement of the hands, and I'm not exactly sure that's where they were before I started filming because I wasn't really paying attention as usual. Then we're going to start off. What we have is the sun, and we're going to draw a little picture of the sun. And then we got you down here as the little stick figure. Pretty ugly looking stick figure at that. Some hair on that little guy. Then we're going to come up and we're going to put your tripod here, and this is kind of going to resemble a camera, and my drawing is not the best in the world. Put some legs on the tripod. Your best bet for when you actually do this is have the sun in front of you, the camera, and then you. That way it eliminates all the shadows, and that really helps out quite a bit. Now another little tip is now you notice I paused there. I'm going to move the camera and get it set up for the next shot. For some reason, this little guy is having issues today. So I'm going to line that back up to where I had it. Right about there. That's not right there. Let's turn it just a little bit. It's still off, and it takes a little time. Eventually down the road you're going to get the hang of this and it'll become automatic. A lot of times when I do these shots, I'll review what I did just to make sure I got it lined up right, and other times I pretty much just wing it. But that's how I am. Alright, so that's getting lined up. Let's switch over. And of course I reviewed this right here. Then we'll start off again. And another thing is, if it's a cloudy day out, it really doesn't matter where you put your camera. Or you're in the shade, kind of try to put the camera in the shade. We got the sun, the camera, and you, because you're still going to have a little bit of shadows. Now, another little tip. Let's talk about noises, winds, and other sounds around you. A lot of stuff when you're out in the field, you automatically phase out. You don't hear it no more, but your viewer is actually going to hear it. So, such as cicadas. I did a little video shoot a while back, and I phased it out. Didn't even hear it. I came back to the office and started doing my editing, and I noticed the cicadas are so loud. Within about 2 minutes, I couldn't stand to watch my own video. So I pulled the 2 and 16K out of there just to get the noise down. I left it in for a background ambience, but I pulled the 2K down so it wasn't so annoying. Other sounds, highway noises, running water, and of course trains. You phase it out, your viewer does not. So try to pull those out as much as possible. Okay, we got noises. Wind is another pain in the butt. the camera is hell with wind. It'll pick it up and just amplify it. So I film a lot of outdoor videos, so I film outside, so I put the back of the camera facing into the wind if possible, and I block it with trees, shrubs, and there's been actually a couple times they've actually built a little enclosure around it with my coat and a couple tree limbs, that way to keep the wind out of the camera. Okay, let's talk about indoor filming. Indoor filming is a little bit the same. There's not a lot of light in my office. In fact, it looks like my camera just readjusted itself because I got it on automatic. But I put a little backlight there. This kind of helps shine in there, shine on me, and make me a little bit brighter. Same thing applies with noise. If you phase it out, but it doesn't necessarily mean your viewer will, they will hear it. Now right now I guarantee that my voice in here is kind of traveling around quite a bit. It probably sounds quite muddy in this office, and you can hear the fan over there. And we're going to do a real quick example how well this camera picks up noise. Hang on one second, I'm going to open the door to the server room. And that right there you hear is the cooling system on the server rack. So I'm going to go shut that. Okay, let's talk a little bit about your camera filming technique. How you want to shoot your videos. That's totally up to you. If you want to edit all your videos out so they're perfect every time, that's great. I don't have a problem with that, and a lot of people don't. But me personally, I make a lot of mistakes. And a lot of times I will leave those in the video unless they're really big ones. And I decide to change those out because I do make a lot of really big mistakes and they are pretty bad. But for the most part, I leave them in because that's how I'm in real life and in person. I make mistakes, and I want my video to show who I actually am. That way, if you met me on the street, I'm the exact same person in the video as I am in real life. Okay, we got that covered. Let's move around. I think it's time that we actually should probably go ahead and upload into our computer. So I'm going to grab the camera we've been shooting with here for a little bit and use it. And here's a little look around my office. My pack hanging up over there. Here's the camera we're using. There's the girlfriend's desk. And here's the computers. There's another video surveillance system. Okay. Let's go ahead and shut this little guy down. And of course, unplug him. Now, get him detached from his tripod. I'm going to go ahead and bring you over here. Show you how we're going to do this. Okay, this camera is kind of old, very old. In fact, it's my first Canon. I've had a lot of good luck with it. But I've lost the software CD for it, and the only way to import this one is actually off the card. So let's pop that open. But all cameras today, and all cameras you buy brand new, do have the software for importing your videos. And I suggest you use it because it's also got a lot of editing features on there and stuff to help you out quite a bit. So let's take this little guy here and go ahead and put him up inside the computer in the card reader. Now, if your system doesn't have a card reader, not a big deal. You can actually go purchase one of these from Wally World or anywhere. They're very cheap, very reasonable. Now, my old camera software is actually trying to take over here, and I'm going to shut this down. You can actually open the file up this way, but we're not going to do that. So let's shut this down. Okay, we're going to open this up pretty much manually so you kind of get an idea of what's going on. Here's our SD card. Pop that little guy open, and there's all the video we shot. Let's go ahead and select all on that and put that right there for now. Now down here, where did you go?
I have lost you. So let's come up here. I like to partition my hard drive off, so I have one section just for all my videos. And if we look right here, here's today's video shoot. I like to keep them all organized and separated from everything else. That way they're easy to find. Okay, we're going to import those real quick, and that's just going to take a minute. Okay, there we go. Now, we're going to talk a little bit about your editing. This is a AVL file. AVI file. Actually, this one is an older file. It's MVI, which is the same as an AVI. A lot of your older computers, like Windows XP, will not read the file. What happens is the video kind of lags quite a bit, and the audio takes off like a little rocket, and they don't line up very well. So what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to do a little file conversion. And I found a little free conversion program. It's called Anytime Video Converter. Let's open that guy up right there. And this is a free program. They have a free version of it. I will put the link at the bottom of the video box down there so you can find that. And let's see how our file is doing. There we go. Let's open you up. And we're almost transferred over there. And we are going to convert these over to, there we go. Convert these over to MPEG 2 actually, which actually CD quality. Now I'm going to leave it the original format since this older camera does film in 640 by 480. I'm going to actually leave that format on there because you don't want to change it around a lot because you start losing a lot of quality or sharpness and the contrast of your video when you do that. And you can actually disable your audio. It's got a lot of really neat features about that. I suggest going to the manufacturer's website and kind of taking a look at that, and it'll help you out quite a bit. And we are going to do 2 passes, and that will be the best video quality possible. And that will take a couple minutes to do. So let's open this up. And actually, I'll tell you what would be a lot easier. We're just going to go ahead and import the files real quick. So go over here, open up HAL, go into Princess, HD videos, today's video shoot. Let's go ahead and list those real quick. And my dog is attacking somebody outside the office. And don't worry about it, everything will be okay. So let's dump those in real fast. Whoops. Getting ahead of myself. Now if you notice up here, there's your, oh, hang on one second. Could you be quiet? There's nobody out there going to hurt you. Come here. Come over here. You're interrupting the video. Sorry about that. You know how it is. You notice right there, these are 30 frames per second. Now I've got them converted down to 29.27 frames per second, which is actually a very good frames. They also got into 24, but that's more the high-end stuff. This is going to be more low-end, so you kind of get the idea of what we're doing here. Alright, let's close that down real quick. Come over there. Now I've got everything dumps automatically into this partition of the hard drive, and it's in videos holding. This should be MPEG 2, and this is the videos that are coming up right now. Another great free editing software I picked up, and it's right here. It's VideoPad Editor. There we go, and it's made by NCH, and this is their free version of this program. Add files. We can't add files until we are done converting. So let's take a quick look and see what our converter is up to. And about 90%. It's going to take a couple minutes here. So we gotta wait. Okay. the help of a little editing and time lapse, we are almost done for our files. Now, please don't ask me a bunch of questions about this software. Go to their website. They have a lot of information on there. They have some tutorial videos, and definitely search YouTube for them, because I don't have all the answers. Now, this is a free program. You got to deal with this little pop-up, but it's not really that big a deal. Okay, let's close that little booger down here and move this over. Let's pick one of these videos to throw in our editor. And let's get one of the smaller ones so it doesn't take so long. Okay, we'll do that. We're just going to dump it into the editor right here. And get it out of the way. Put it up here. Okay, this is where we were talking about. And I need to reset the camera. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're just going to use this software. Now, once again, go to their website. They do have a lot of great information about it. So we're going to take this little section right here and throw it down there. And if you can see everything, and you can actually stack everything together. You can put different effects on there, do different transfers, and you put text on there, do just a little bit of everything you want. But once again, learn the software. I'm not going to exactly tell you how to do this. I'm just going to show you how we upload. Now we're going to go to save the movie. And I have not used this software in quite some time, so we're going to go data. Now you only got one choice. It's going to have to be AVI, because this is free software. And we're going to go down to what my camera was actually set at, because you want to keep your video original as possible. Then we're going to go pick a folder to dump this in, and we're going to keep it all consolidated in one hard drive. Let's put you in HD videos. Okay, save you right there. And let's go down here, and we're going to render the video. Basically, what rendering is it's putting all the things you did to it, the editing, the transfers, everything you did to change that video. It's rendering into one long video, which is a file that is uploadable to YouTube. So I'm going to let that render real quick. Now you can go ahead, if you really want to, and upload directly from your camera, camcorder, or a cell phone up to YouTube and use their editing software. But if you have a slow system, it takes a little bit longer to do that. Now there's our movie right there, and we haven't really named it or anything. We are not going to save the changes. So, no, don't do that. Back over here. Now we are 50% of the way there, getting our channel up and running. Let's go to the YouTube page, and this is what your dashboard kind of looks like. You'll notice you'll see the upload right there. Click on that. Now, this is the new uploader. I like it. If your computer's slow, you can use the old one, but we will actually be using the new one here. And you can pretty much drag and drop your movie anywhere on the page and start uploading. Now we are uploading. Let's close that quick. Now, a couple things we're going to do. First thing, right off the bat, is we're going to choose a category. Now this is a tutorial, so that's going to be educational. And I always put them private first. That way you can view the video, and if you have a lot of mistakes on there, you can download or take it down, re-edit it, put it back up. And that's not really a big deal. So we're going to go over here and we're going to title it. This is, whoop, hang on a second. Somebody's trying to get a hold of me already. Which, yep, that figures. Work calling me. Okay, sorry about that. Let's get back where we're going to title this YouTube. And that's the name that's going to appear on the top of your video right there. And the description is basically what your video is, what you're going to do with it, what you're talking about. You can always put a brief description in there, so let's paste that on there. Now tags are very important. This is how, did I misspell that? There, that makes it a little bit happier. There we go. Thank God for spell check. Tags are how the public find your videos. So we're going to put, just going to tag this simple how to, and put a comma. Another tag will be YouTube, and so on and so forth. You can just kind of keep on writing tags on there of what your video is about. The licensing, I don't quite understand it. I really don't worry about it. So we're just going to leave that alone for right now. Now here's another section. You want to enable this right here. That way it will play on cell phones. I don't put location, record date, 3D, no preference. Over here is kind of an important part on your comments. You can leave it open so everybody can comment on there, but I always put approve on both of these. For the simple fact is, half the time I don't know somebody's commented unless it sends me an email, and this way if all comments need approval, you're guaranteed to get an email. Okay, so we've got approximately 5 minutes for that to upload. So we're going to do a little time lapse. Now our video is 95% uploaded, if you can see right here. Now what's going to happen next is it's going to start a processing itself. Basically it's rendering itself to all the formats that it needs to for YouTube viewing from smartphones, tablets, and off of other computers. So don't freak out because it will not show up in your video manager right away. See, it's going to show up empty like that. So it takes just a little while for it to process. Oh, there we go. It's already done. Now there's a couple things we can do to this video that YouTube, put that in the 480 zone right there. That's my other camera. There's a couple things that YouTube put on there that work out really well. We can actually edit our videos. I got an editing software in there, and you can choose what picture. So we're going to pick this one here because I don't look so goofy in it. Let's see, did it save? Yes, we have saved, thank God. Let's go over here. This is I use all the time because a lot of times I use lose a lot of contrast in my video. You can do audio fix, which I really don't suggest. You can come over here and you can kind of just bump the contrast up a little bit. And then it's got the preview. Let's get that over. That's what it looks like with high contrast. And that is the original. Now notice it still looks a little crappy. That's because it is not done rendering itself for YouTube. We can work with the audio stream. And if you want, probably put a little song under there. That's up to you. Automations. This is where you can actually add in a link somewhere to another video or another person's channel. And let's publish that. I really don't mess with this stuff that much. And we're just going to go ahead and not even play with that. So we're going to go back to our video manager. And there's our video. Now there's a couple of extra features they have actually added, which I kind of like. And we're still at private. You can actually go to public, which it'll put it out there immediately. And unlisted is where you actually have to send somebody a link to your video. But the new one I like here is called scheduled. And I like that for the simple fact that if I go out and shoot 3 or 4 videos in a trip, instead of uploading them all at once, I just go ahead and upload once a week. And the reason for that is you don't flood your channel and all your videos don't get watched. So there's our video we uploaded. And I've shown you a little bit about the editing tools. Now it's time for basically the summary of what we were talking about.
Setting your channel up, real easy. Just go through help files or your friends or ask other YouTubers. Cameras, go low end to start off with. Point and shoot camera with video capability is great. Camera accessories, don't buy a bunch of high dollar gear because anticipate eventually it's probably going to get broke, and Like I said, I've been through a lot of tripods. Your shooting technique, that's up to you. How you want to portray yourself and how you want to do your videos, that's all you. Uploading was really simple. The software was really simple, and of course a lot of it is free. That way you can get your channel up and running for probably a couple $100 and not worry about it. Later on down the road, you're going to want to buy higher end software, and that's probably going to be another video, and somebody else probably should talk about that. After you get uploading, we went through get your videos set up, and you're 100%, your channel is now up and running. And hope you enjoyed this tutorial. I'm going to talk to some of the seasoned viewers out there, or seasoned YouTube channel people. And once again, I do appreciate it if you would add to this your thoughts on this, because I'm just telling you what I've learned over the years. And if you do have a video, I encourage you to please post it on the bottom, because the more information a new user has, the easier it is for their journey on the channel. Now we're going to go into my final credits. First off, I'd like to thank all my subscribers and friends out there. My subscribers are my friends, because we do, contact and talk to each other, and I think that's just awesome. And all the new subscribers that'll be coming on. But I want to recognize 3 of them. The first one is K. Mike Shell. He's my very first subscriber, and he kind of pushed me along and got me helping. And of course, Shipyard Bob, I didn't forget about you if you're watching. I like your comments. And another one actually is, make sure I get this right. Okay, I actually wrote this down because sometimes I'm kind of bad with information, as you know, in some of my videos. Is RS4915, and I'd like to thank you for following me along, and some of your input's been really helpful. So that's it. I probably missed out on some stuff. If you have some questions about what I've talked about today, I'll try to answer them to the best of my ability, but please don't ask me about any of the software. There's too many good videos out there, and I don't know everything there is to know about them. Well, I think we've been a little long-winded. Wonder how long this video actually went. I can't tell. Anyway, like always, thanks for watching.